Hello from Covenant Life Fellowship, where Ken Porter is the pastor. My name is Bev Porter, and welcome to Bev's Lifeline. Today we wanted to talk to you about this pink tornado. It's just your tongue, and the importance of bridling your tongue in all things, but especially when the Lord has allowed you to go through your storm. And a storm is when things are not quite going the way that you had planned or had hoped. The storm is when people on your job are seemingly coming against you. A storm is when you've lost your job, or when your finances are out of kilter, or when your spouse that you have made a commitment to is threatening to leave. A storm is so many different things. And I'm going to have to tell you, Ken knows this. I feel like I am living in a storm. We all go through it. It's just our season. And when you are in a storm, it is so important for you to be mindful of this pink tornado, to bridle your tongue. Because if you don't, and when there's tension in your life, and when you're upset or you're angry, you will speak death instead of life. Yeah. And once those words come out of your mouth, you cannot get them back. And you will speak things that are not honorable to whomever is before you. And so this is when it's really important, when you're living in your storm, to remember the fruits of the Spirit, right?
That's true. You have to remember the fruits of the Spirit. They're found in Galatians 5:22 and 23. And basically what it says is that the fruits of the Spirit are love, joy, peace, long-suffering. And it's so vitally important when you're under duress to tap into those things that help you to get through life through the supernatural. This 2.5 muscle, our tongue, does very irreparable damage. It can really mess things up in your life. So you have to be very careful. The Bible also tells us that it is not the things that goes into a man or a woman, but it's the things that comes out of them that defile them. And James talks about it. The tongue cannot be tamed. So we have to be very careful and be deliberate in making sure that our words are life words and not death.
And not death. We made a commitment to you some time ago to be very transparent, and I asked Ken if it was okay to give you an example of how we have managed to bridle this tongue. So just last night, we were having a conversation, Ken and I asked him if he knew where his will was. We need to update our wills. And so his answer back was, no, the last time we had it was downstairs or something like that. And so, I responded by saying, we did not have your will. You had your will. And so he replied again, no, we both had it. Right? Am I telling the story the right way?
That's the truth.
Yes. We both had it. And in my head, I'm thinking,
short memory.
We did not have this. You had it. You cannot find it. And so I can feel it. I felt the tension, right? Because I already told you, I'm already living in a very tense environment right now, and I just felt it. And so the Holy Spirit convicted me. He says, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. And I didn't. I was able to bridle my tongue. Because I was able to bridle my tongue. And I knew that the will was somewhere in this house. I knew that we would find it.
We would find it.
Somewhere.
We had it. We'd find it.
But you know what would have happened? We could have gone back and forth. And something as small and simple as the location of a will could have been like an explosion. Mm-hmm. And we could have said things to each other that would have not been honorable. I could have taken this a whole nother way. He could have taken it a whole nother direction. But it was the fruit of the Spirit, where we understood that we have to speak in love.
Absolutely.
And we have to honor each other, right? And I don't ever want to do things and say things to my husband that would bring shame because I just don't. Certainly we can apologize, but I don't even want to have to do that. And so I kept it in.
Check.
Check. So that's what we have for you. We're being honest. That's just really what happened.
Very transparent.
Yep. And so I'm sure you're going to find the will, and it's going to be wherever you left it.
We'll find it.
We'll
together.
find it. We'll find it together.
Yeah.
Yes. So listen, that's all we have for you now. Know that we love you infinity. We really do. And this is ministry, so we want you to like it.
And share it.
And share it. Bye for now.